So the last topic of the evening that we get a lot of question about and is the issue of transportation and infrastructure. And I know that prior to COVID, this was something that was on the minds of a lot of people who, prior to be stuck in their houses for the last 6 months, they were
Hmm.
stuck in their cars for hours at a time on the I-5, on the 405, on the 90 interstates, out on the highways, so forth. Find a road in Washington State, you're probably going to spend some time stuck on it, it seems. How do you feel about transportation infrastructure? What are some things in your estimation that we need to focus on? Just a couple of priorities to get us going in the right direction instead of just this endless madness that we have in Washington State.
Well, we all know that the transportation is a mess in this state. That I've been traveling all over this state for over a year,
Right.
um, 13 going on 14 months, everywhere, and it's really pathetic. There are roads that are state highways that are one lane each direction, and they've been that way since I was a child in the 60s, for crying out loud. And
Wow.
our population has grown. Um, there's two things that we need to focus on, two priorities. And we need to allow citizens to travel freely and efficiently to work, to play, to vacation, to go shopping, and to go home. And we
Yep.
need to allow our businesses to move their workers, their products, their services all around the state, all around the United States, all around the world, to reach the markets. That's basically it. Should be the two highest priorities for our transportation. So we need to get people in the department, obviously, who understand what we need to do and not say that we can't fix congestion in traffic,
Right.
like has been done in the past. If I was a governor and I had someone say that, I would have fired them the next day,
Right.
just like I would have the employment security head
Yep.
who let the Nigerians take almost $1 billion. But I'll work with the legislature on budgets and adjustments, um, line items to get it done. So we need to improve our transportation. That I don't think anybody is arguing that. We just need people that understand how to do it and that have the will to get it done instead of just throwing their hands up and saying, "Oh, we can't do anything about congestion."
Well, part of the problem, Mr. Culp, has been that they have tried to make Seattle Europe, right? They've tried to mix social justice in with transportation. They've tried to mix, this European style mass transit. Nobody owns a car. It's all green on the outside. There's love bubbles everywhere, and like people just driving on this road with like little bubbles coming out the back of their car, right? That isn't
Well, yeah, let me
reality.
tell you something. I've lived in this state my entire life, right? I grew up here. I I raised my family here. My grandkids are being raised here. I know Washington citizens, and we don't, for the most part, like mass transit. We want our freedom. We
Right.
want to get in our car. We want to go where we want to go when we want to go there. And living in this great state, you could be in the mountains playing in the snow, and within a couple hours, being at the ocean playing in the sand.
Yeah.
We want you can't do that on public transportation, right?
No.
We like our freedom. We like our freedom of mobility. And that's, to me, that's what Washington citizens want. And so we need to focus on what they want. They want to get to work. They want to get to school. They want to get home. They want to go shopping. They want to go on vacation. If you own a business, you want to get your goods and services and your crews or employees moved around where they need to be moved efficiently. And we need to focus on those two main things and allow Washington citizens to decide how they want to get around. And most of them do not want to use mass transit. I've been spending a lot of time in the big cities, and even before COVID, right? I've been campaigning for 14 months. A lot of these buses are running around with no passengers in them.
Right.
It's costing taxpayers millions of dollars. So I think that a lot of people, like you said, they have this European idea of, oh, we need all this mass transit everywhere. Well, the United States doesn't have Yugos. You know, we have nice cars, and Washington citizens like their freedom to transport themselves and their family how they see fit. So I kind of think that that European style of transportation model has kind of been shoved down people's throats.
Well, it would be nice to have a governor who imposes kind of and not really imposes, that's the wrong word, who brings a desire and a will to actually focus on the problem. The problem
Yeah,
is,
the
you
core
know,
issue,
yeah, what is the core issue? Like, we mass transit isn't going to fix everything, right?
right?
And
Especially when you have people that want to drive themselves. This
absolutely
isn't New York City,
right.
right? A lot of people don't even own a car in New York City.
It's true.
This is Washington State,
That's true.
and yeah, those things don't fit here.
Yeah, that's true. I have friends in New York and don't own a car. Don't own a car. In
Right.
fact, I have a friend that lives in Florida now. He moved to Florida from New York. His first car he ever owned, he bought in Florida. He lived in the city, never needed it. Now he needs one. We don't have that kind of culture here in Washington State.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we want to
This
go into the woods. We want to go to the rivers. We want to go,
to the
all the if we
mountains,
want to,
to the ocean, Puget
yeah.
Sound, San Juan Islands. Yeah, it's a very diverse state, with people that like their freedom and they like the ability to travel where they want to when they want to.